Hello, Honorable Mr. President, U.S. Senators, Congress representatives, and all government officials. As representative of the people of East Turkistan, the East Turkistan Government in Exile plea to the United States of America to pass a legislation to recognize East Turkistan as a sovereign nation occupied by China and take necessary action based on the international law to punish China for committing the worst genocide crime against humanity in 21st century. The crisis in East Turkestan is not just a human rights issue, or it's not Chinese internal affairs. The main issue in East Turkestan is the Chinese military occupation. The crisis in East Turkestan will end only when China withdraws from East Turkestan completely and peacefully. The Uyghurs are not only asking for democracy or human rights from China. Actually, all of the East Turkestan people want to restore the Republic of East Turkestan to build a strong democratic country. Enough is enough. We need to stand up against the Chinese communist regime. Currently, China has locked up more than 3 million people in Nazi-style concentration camps across the East Turkestan. They have spent billions of dollars and have set up worldwide high-tech propaganda network to control the entire world media. It's a well-known fact that the communist government has been implementing vicious methods to torture the people of East Turkestan by falsely accusing them as terrorists or religious extremists. As a matter of fact, the people of East Turkestan are one of the most peaceful ethnic group in the earth. Over the past 70 years, since the communist China's brutal occupation of the East Turkestan, China has never changed its discriminatory policy towards the people of East Turkestan. This has resulted in China exploiting not only East Turkestan's natural resources, but also have committed execution, brutal torture, gang rapes, mass imprisonments without judicial trial, high-tech surveillance, orphanage, conversion facilities, forced sterilizations, persecution of intellectuals, live human organ harvesting, and mass-scale internment camps to ordinary citizens of East Turkestan. China has been systematically destroying the culture, language, history, religion, architecture, and altering the mind of East Turkestan. It has been continuously violating the Universal Declaration of the Human Rights. Since 2014, the Chinese government, led by dictator Xi Jinping, openly ordered its Communist Party members to systematically destroy and eradicate any dissident element by labeling them as religious extremists, separatists, or terrorists. The CCP openly challenged the United Nations by ignoring all the legitimate demands from the international community to shut down the concentration camps, respect basic human rights of the East Turkestan people, and provide the necessary communication channels for international investigators to monitor the grave human rights violation faced by the people of East Turkestan. As you might know by now, tens of millions of people in East Turkestan live under Chinese tyrannical regime without any voice in the international community. Millions of them are suffering in concentration camps while their children are being locked in orphanage schools. Hundreds of thousands of women became hostage of the male Chinese officials. Some of them are even forced to marry the Chinese. Forced sterilization and abortion are widespread all across the East Turkestan. Hundreds of thousands of prisoners were congregated to form human organs banks to sell for profit in the international organ black market. Muslims, Christians, and any other religions are deprived of rights to pray and follow religious doctrines. On top of all, China has built up a worldwide high-tech spying network to monitor every member of the East Turkestan exile community. Due to our concerns, we respectfully request all democratic countries take immediate and decisive actions to punish China for committing the worst genocide crime of the 21st century. All democratic nations on the earth have the responsibility to save the people of East Turkestan being eradicated from the face of the earth. The people of East Turkestan have suffered more than enough for the civilized world to stand by and watch. The world can no longer keep silent on our legitimate demand for the freedom. Otherwise, the whole world will be eventually ruled by most vicious and bloodthirsty beast, Chinese Communist Party. The biggest blow to China will be the world leading powers openly recognize East Turkestan as a nation occupied by China. People of East Turkestan are in desperate need of your help. The United States of America and all other democratic countries must take a decisive action to punish China's brutal fascist regime so the world will not re-experience another Nazi regime. Remember, East Turkestan is like a wall blocking China's expansion to the world. If East Turkestan does not become independent, not only will China's neighboring countries be in the danger, but the world, entire earth will be in the danger. Thank you very much. Sincerely, East Turkestan Government in Exile, Uyghur.